Today we're going to begin our radial balance mandala. You should have watched the video before this, and so the type of balance we're talking about is radial. It radiates from the center out. So what we're going to do today is we need to find the center of this square. To do that on a square, I just want you to take your ruler, this long ruler, and I want you to go from the corner of your paper here, and then I want you to match up the very corner of your paper on the bottom. And then somewhere in the middle here, I would like you to just draw a little line right there, like that. A diagonal line. Then I want you to go to the other corner and the other corner, and where these intersect, I would like you to draw another little line, and where these lines meet, this little point here, that is the center of our square. This is kind of valuable if you ever have to remodel a house or do anything like that. When you lay tile, do you lay tile from the side of the wall and move your way down? Or do you start in the center of the room? Does anybody know the answer to that?
You start at the side.
You start at the center. You start at the center of the room. You need to go from corner to corner, and then you find the center of that room, and then you start laying your tiles either this way or if it's this way, and then you work your way out, you radiate out from the center. Okay? So that's a little helpful hint today. Now what I need you to do is to get your Helix ruler, the blue ruler like this on your table, and you are going to find the center like this and put your one pencil in the center like this, and then you should be able to, on the little tiny holes here on the side of this ruler, go to the very, very edge of that, and then swing your ruler around. If you need to put a little bit of tape on it, you can, or have your friend hold it. If you measured correctly, it should just skim the edge of that paper. If you have to stop and pick up and go to the other side, just remember where you were. You might actually want to go in just one or two more so they don't hit the end of your paper like this, but that's going to be okay for what we're doing. So you have one circle that fills up the whole entire square. That's it. And then if it helps, if you need to tape your paper down, you can. Then I would like you to do the same thing, and I want you to make anywhere between 8 and 12 concentric circles. Circles within circles within circles. And I want you to play with the difference in the width between these circles. So maybe I'll pick this 5 here, hold this firmly down here, and swing that around like this. Again, you may want to put some tape down because it gets a little bit wiggly. Match up your lines again. There we go.
I gotta admit, that circle is
Pretty circular. And then I'm going to change the widths that I have in these circles, thick and thin, so it'll be a lot more interesting to work on. The more circles you put, the more complex your drawing will be. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I don't know why. I just want 10. So I'm going to go through here and maybe go right up here on the very edge and give me a nice thin one up here at the top, so you can add them back that way if you need to. And so this is how I start with my Helix Ruler. Then you could have used a compass if you have one of those available, and if you're more comfortable with that, I have one up here for you to use. Just put it back on my desk. Then you're going to use this protractor, and on the protractor you should see a little dot right here in the center. I want you to line that up with that dot, and then most of the protractors I think I've marked for you some 45-degree angles. So I want you to go outside here of the protractor, and I would like you to mark those angles like so, and then pull that away. You can either use your Helix ruler or the long wooden ruler I have on the table, and then you're going to, oh, I missed a mark because I can't. So I would line that back up, line up my dot and my marks here, and go back if you missed one. Then you want to line up your marks here and your mark here, and line them up perfectly. Go to the edge of your circle, through your center point, and through that mark to the outer edge of your circle, and they should look like that. And do that all the way around. So you will have 8 equal pieces of pie. And you should have something that looks like that. So everybody should have something that resembles this. It won't be the exact same. I don't want them to be exactly the same. But this is where the fun part starts. This is where you get to start creating your own individual mandala. You need to be mindful that we have created intersections. You see what I'm saying? This line and this line intersect. All of these are little intersections. And then every time you cross over a line, are you going to make another intersection? Yes. When you start adding your lines, you can only cross at intersections. Do not just go somewhere here on this line, on this, we'll call them a little street, and don't have an intersection, because you're going to get lost. I'm trying to keep you from getting lost. So I'm going to start on this triangle here, this piece of pie, and I'm going to go from this intersection, so 1, 2, 3 circles in, and I'm going to go all the way to the first circle in, and I'm going to draw a line from here to here. You don't have to do the same, but if whatever I draw on this side, I need to draw on this side immediately. Don't wait. Don't fill up this whole entire piece and then try to find your intersections over here. That is going to be very confusing. So I need to go, whatever line I put here, I need to go over here and do the same. So I went to the first intersection line here, and I went 1, 2, 3 in. I'm going to draw that same line right here. They're identical. I can move around. I can do the same on all of these, or I can change it up now. But I can only go from, I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to make it go all the way to the end and change that up. So if I do it on this side, I have to do it on this side and go here. Now it's starting to build. That's looking kind of cool. I like it. Then, if I want to, maybe I want to go here and find that same spot over here. But if I do it here, I have to do it here. It's starting to look kind of like a compass, I think. Make sure you're finding the right point. There. And I'm working around and around. Okay, now it's starting to build. And I've only just begun. But do you see that where I have now crossed over all of these circles? Are those new points that I am allowed to use? If they cross and they intersect, I'm allowed to go there. I am not allowed to do this. I'm not allowed to go from this line, like any of these intersections, and just willy-nilly put it over here on this curve over here, because there's no point, and I can't find that exact same point over here without going through some extreme mathematical formulas, and I don't want to do that. I can start to take things like this, like my French curve, or the curve of this ruler here if I want to, and as long as I can match up those points, I can use these. So let's say I want to put a curve right here. I'm going to match up that curve to another intersection here. You see that's an intersecting point, and that's an intersecting point. I'm going to go like that. If I do that here, where do I need to go? Over here. I need to go on this piece of pie. And I have that on this point and this point. Oop, make sure I'm on the right one. And then I can go like this and like this. Okay? Now I can start building up like that. Make sure that whatever I do here, I do here. Whatever I do here, and then you can start building up that way. You might want to put a few more lines in this way. I'm going to go here and here. This is my pie. I'm going to go over here to here. If you have to, put that pencil down on this piece, and I have to go over here. I started at this one, and I went to this one, and start. If you just get completely like, oh, I get it now, but I want to start over, use the back of your paper, and you're going to start to build like that. That's what you're going to be doing for at least a day or two, probably. We got it?
Yes.
Happy drawing.